All right, guys, we will go ahead and get started. I want to take a quick second to say thank you guys for hopping on this call with us tonight. Really excited for upcoming season. This is going to be our parent-coach Q&A meeting. Really just looking to answer some of your guys' questions, go over a couple things for the course of the season, and just make sure this is a really awesome season. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to be on here to learn a little bit about us, get some more information about the season you guys are participating in, and thank you guys a ton for being a parent volunteer coach. Our program, everything we do really revolves around your guys' commitment, your guys' efforts, and things like that. So we are super duper appreciative of you guys being out there this season, helping us out. And in turn, obviously, we're supporting you guys as well. So the premise of this presentation and meeting here is just to get you guys kind of best detailed, dialed up, ready to rock and roll this coming weekend, and give that platform so we have a chance to kind of touch base before we get things rolling here. But jumping into it, some introductions for you guys. One, Lewis Diesel, he's our athletic director. He was unable to hop on the call tonight, but he is our athletic director. You'll receive a ton of communication from him throughout the course of the season. Him and myself will actually both be out there helping things out, down, up, and most importantly, helping you guys coach and things like that. He oversees all of the operations for our I-9 programs here, both internally, externally, what you guys are seeing at the program, what's being sent out via communication, all those different channels, things like that. He has a degree in sport management from Liberty University and about 10 years or so actually experience in management of sports industry, doing facility work for large groups across Pennsylvania, Virginia, and obviously now Maryland as well. My name is Reese Fye. I'm our program manager. I've been with I-9 here for about a year and a half now, give or take. I believe this is my 11th season. My role is going to be directly kind of associated with you guys, right? The things you guys are seeing out there at the venue, what the staff's doing, how you guys are best prepared, how the program is running, really just the overall organizational effectiveness of all of our programs. Just like Lewis, I have a degree in sport management from George Mason University. Actually, prior to I-9 Sports, came in about 2 years doing youth sports organizations here locally in Virginia, doing leagues, tournaments, after-school programs down here in Virginia. A little bit of insight for you guys. You guys are actually going to receive a little bit of information about this. If you guys haven't already, we are a brand new management team, not new to I-9, but just new to Maryland. We currently are running I-9s here in Loudoun County, Virginia, Fairfax, Arlington, a little bit of DC, and obviously now in Maryland. So we've got some awesome changes. You guys are going to see a lot of different things if you're a returner player with us, a returning coach, to really just support you guys and make these programs as awesome as possible. So we're super duper stoked to kind of get things underway, get things kicked off. And like I said, if you're returning, there might be some new stuff, but all of it is designed to really make these programs awesome for yourself and the kids out there this season. So overview for you guys and some important notes. This upcoming season, it's going to be a 6-week season. It is Saturdays only at Sports World. We're only offering that for our late winter season. Flag football and soccer only. It is the winter, so we can always expect there to be some crazy weather here and there. I know there was a big snowmageddon a few weeks ago here down in Virginia. Looks like Maryland got hit as well. But an important thing for you guys to keep in mind is that for our weather policy, we will not cancel based on a forecast unless the venue owner makes that decision. Unfortunately, we are not the owner of our specific venue. We do rent them out. So if the venue owner makes a decision, we will cancel. But if we are able to wait till the day of, the morning of, we will try to wait and see what it looks like. There's been plenty of times where we've waited it out. It's been a great day. We've been able to play and keep the season on as scheduled. So please plan to always play unless you hear differently from us prior to the week and things going on that. In the event that we do have to cancel, there's a couple different things we will send out. We will immediately update our weather hotline. If you haven't noted this number down, it's super duper important you guys do. This number hotline right here is 888-211-7265 is going to have the most up-to-date status on weather plan. You can call it anytime during the week, during the day, most up-to-date. In the event that it does happen, we'll also send you guys an email, a text that morning of. Just a quick reminder, really try to overdo that communication. Obviously, we don't want anybody showing up to a program, anything like that when it got canceled. And then in the event of any sort of cancellation, we will add a day to the end of the season. So we will make sure you guys get that full 6-week season. We want to give you guys as much opportunity to complete that season, get those championship weeks into those kids the best opportunities possible. So the I-9 Sports experience, this is something that we are going to take a little bit of time to talk about here as coaches, as staff. This is a big focus in my role here at the organization and something that you guys are really going to play a huge role of here. So the I-9 Sports experience, it's a quality instruction that's fun for kids and convenient for busy families, right? These different points are kind of the definition of everything we try to achieve season to season from a staffing perspective, from coaching perspective, really anything involved in the program. We're really trying to achieve these different marks. The number one thing that we should always be trying to achieve is the fun side of sports, right? The reason you probably signed your son or daughter up was for them to have fun, to learn, to have that enthusiasm surrounding sports. We are everything we do, we design. We want the kids to smile, we want the kids to laugh. We want you guys to really be the driving factor behind that, right? There should be very limited opportunities in which a kid is not having fun, right? It's tons of smiles, tons of laughs. All of our practice plans, if you guys had the chance to review those drills, those plays, those things are all recommended from our headquarters, from great feedback we received around the country. Basically just maximizing that focus of fun and healthy development for the kids. So when you guys are out there coaching, please make sure that this is the number one point of emphasis for you guys, is the kids are always having fun. They're always, looking forward to coming back week after week. Our ultimate goal is we want to keep your son, your daughter, the other athletes in the program playing sports for as long as possible. And the number one way to do that is, of course, to have fun each and every single session. 2 is inclusivity. You guys are going to play a huge role in this as well. We are a little bit different from other sports organizations in the sense that we do not do any sort of tryouts. There's no preseason draft, anything like that. Any child who's out there has an opportunity and should be out there getting a chance to play at least 50% of the game, right? We want everybody to get a chance to rotate. If you're playing flag football, we want the kids to have the ball in their hands in different facets, getting a chance to experience different things throughout the course of the season, right? We are a beginner league. We're focused on the fun, the sportsmanship side of things. We want to have that healthy level of competition, but we also want to make sure the kids are getting the chance to really play the sport, learn a lot about it, be involved in it, and most importantly, be included, right? We don't want anybody to never actually get a chance to do anything in the game. That ruins the experience for them. So please make sure when you guys are out there this season, we're giving equal playing time. We're giving the kids opportunity to touch the ball and really just be involved with the team and the program itself. Safety is a huge concern for us as well. All of our coaches on here, you guys have undergone our background check, our system there. Anybody working with a kid needs to undergo this background check. You guys will not receive your coach's shirt, this red shirt right here. It's our volunteer coach's shirt, unless you guys are cleared in the system. We did assign coaches. If you're like, man, I signed up to coach, I don't have access to my team, my roster, things like that. Likely we're just waiting back on your paperwork. So we will go ahead, I'll follow up this probably tomorrow with all of our coaches who are still missing stuff to get that paperwork in. But it is super duper important we get that paperwork so we can, 1, get you that shirt, but 2, also get you those details regarding your team, the communications, all sorts of those factors there. But anybody working the kids, you guys are going to undergo those safety checks. All of our staff has undergone the same one, myself as well. So we are very much so making sure that everybody who's out there should be out there for the safety of the children. Next is our convenience factor. As you guys know, our practice and our games are on the same day. That is what you're going to find with any I-9 sports program, right? We totally recognize you guys probably have second, third, even maybe more kids. Everybody is super active. Everybody is super busy. Our ultimate goal is that this is a one-stop shop for you guys, for your families, coming in there, getting that practice, getting that game experience, that hour and a half, maybe hour 45, depending on your division, and just keeping it convenient for you guys, right? I want your children to have the chance to go do other activities, right? We don't want them to specialize. We want them to get a chance to do every single thing they can. So that convenience factor is super huge for us. Again, any sort of program you do with us, we're going to make sure it's always everything in one, just to make it as convenient as possible. Organization is going to be a huge thing for us as well. Like I said, once you complete your coach's background checks and all that information, you're actually going to receive access to all of our coaches' practice plans, our resources, the app that we actually provide as well. It's called Game Day. If you haven't had a chance to download that, take a look at it. I highly, highly recommend it. I call it the youth sport, or I call it the coaches, the coaching of encyclopedia, or encyclopedia of coaching, essentially. There's a ton of great resources in there, a ton of great courses, things that are really going to help you make sure this is a structured out season for you, right? Every single week, you guys are going to receive a newsletter from us. It's going to have our value of the week, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. What week we're on, any important information, and of course, your practice plan, right? Those practice plans are structured out down to a T to make it as easy as possible for you out there, for you to coach and keep that structured gameplay. You're not required by any means to stick to that practice plan. If you have other drills you want to do, you're more than welcome, but we want to make sure you have the resources available to you to make it as easy as possible to make those structured plans for you, so you guys can have success and your teams and kids can have success as well. Sportsmanship, like I said, this is a number one sportsmanship for us. We want to emphasize that fair play and healthy competition versus how high the score can be. In our rule books, we do have some competition rules in effect. So if you guys can take a few minutes to review those just to kind of have an idea of that. But this league, what we're trying to accomplish here, it's really more about what can we teach the kids long-term about sports, right? What values can we impart in them? How much fun can we make them have, and how much can we make them love this game, right? I'm not worried really about, how high can we run the score, how many touchdowns can we score today, how many goals can we kick, right? We just want to make sure our number one focus is the kids having fun, right? There's always going to be high fives at the end of the games. We're saying kind words. We're really driving that factor. We want our kids to participate and be involved in sports the same way that we want to see ourselves, right? So we want to make sure that, especially as coaches, we are really the driving force behind that sportsmanship, behind that positive attitude and positive approach to sports. We won't, our staff is instructed, we're going to ref on sportsmanship. So if we hear things, we see things, we're going to have to make those calls. So help us be the driving factor that makes that impact for these kids, so they have that healthy relationship there with the sports each and every season they play. And then next, we're going to provide the equipment for you guys each and every practice game. If you're playing flag football, if you're playing soccer, you won't need to worry about bringing your own equipment. We will always have the flags, the balls out there, and things on your court as well. If you have any additional equipment you want to bring, you're like, man, I have, a second set of cones or something that I prefer, you're more than welcome to bring your own equipment, but we will provide you the basics of it. I do always encourage every player, though, to go out and purchase a ball preseason. The reason for that, there's a ton of studies out there. When children use the same piece of equipment over and over again, they typically develop skills at a much quicker rate. We also want the kids to be able to take that ball home that they bought. They can practice in the things that you guys taught them with their parents, with their friends. Then they come the next week, you guys can go ahead and build on top of those skills. So if you haven't already for your own child, I always encourage people, please go ahead and purchase a piece of equipment for yourself, and encourage the kids on your team to do so the same. If anybody does bring equipment, I do ask on week 1, please have them write their name on it, a contact information, phone number, something of that regards. We always have a ton of balls that get returned to us at the end of the season. I have a graveyard in our storage unit here, and I always want to make sure we get it back to them. So encourage people to bring their equipment. Like I said, we will bring it for you guys to use as well. We just return it to us at the end of your session, and we'll have it out there every single week for you to make that as easy as possible, so you guys can just focus on the fun, focus on those practice fun, and focus on those drills each and every week. So what makes a great coach, right? And again, we are really looking for, a ton of enthusiasm this season. The I-9 sports experience, thinking back to those different values, fun experience for the kids, right? We want them to constantly be smiling, tons of high fives, tons of laughter, bring that enthusiasm. Whether a game is going good, a game is going bad, a kid's getting a drill, a kid's not getting a drill, we want to celebrate the victories and take the time to really see what we can accomplish with the kids this season, right? For many people, many kids, this is their first time playing sports. Maybe first time on a team, first time doing any sort of activity outside of maybe like a recess or school PE. We want to be the coach that they remember. And the easiest way to make that positive impact is just being enthusiastic, right? Rolling with some of the punches, rolling through those things. We want to make sure that we're always, that positive upbeat. If we're positive upbeat, the parents on the sidelines are typically positive upbeat, and overall just creates that great atmosphere. Next is following our practice plan. Again, like I said, we don't make you guys stick to those religiously. If you choose to do your drills, you're more than welcome to do so. But those practice plans, again, really provide that baseline for what a practice should look like. So if you're a first-time coach, if you're a coach with experience and you have your own drills, you're more than welcome to use those. But please make sure you're coming in each week with at least an idea of something that you want to do. We always want to maximize our play time for the kids. We don't want them to really have any of those dead moments, those dead balls where they're just standing around for 5-10 minutes. It is sometimes a shorter practice, so having that structure in place, kind of have an idea what's going on, really does benefit your team. It benefits the kids and benefits the overall program. We will have staff at every single field. I'll actually be out there as well. So if anybody ever needs assistance, if you have a question about a drill, you need an extra set of hands, please feel free to grab anybody in that blue I-9 sports staff shirt. They've been trained up. They're ready to jump in. They're ready to help you out. Feel free to grab me. I'll probably be bouncing around the venue as well. More than happy to go out there and help you coach as well. So you guys will always have that support, following those practice plans, and keeping an organized structure. Next is really thinking about those different values we talked about, that I-9 sports experience. Those are values that are the reason that I-9 has grown to what it has here nationwide, and things that we live to achieve every single day, right? So keeping the fun side of sport up, the enthusiasm, the inclusivity. We really are looking for our staff and our volunteer coaches to drive those factors. When we hit all those different marks, again, it really uplifts the children's experience. It uplifts their ability to play. It uplifts really what we're trying to achieve each and every week. So keeping that in mind when you're out there coaching, keeping that in mind as we are going through the games, through the practices, is going to be critical to the success of your team, to the success of your kids, and the success to the overall program. And then, of course, staying calm, keeping perspective. Again, this is just a game. We want the kids to have fun. We're not focused on the wins. We're not focused on the losses, right? This is truly about the kids. When things are going your way, when they're not going your way, please be that leader that you want your child to be when they get older as well, right? Keeping the positive outlook. If people are getting rowdy, if the kids are getting upset, we're taking the time to calm things down, being the positive leader, and really reinforcing what it is to be a good sportsmanship and a good attitude towards things, right? It's sports. I totally understand. There's going to be calls that go your way. There's going to be some calls that don't go your way. But being the leader on our team, again, it's super important that we are driving those factors, those concepts of sportsmanship, and enthusiasm for the kids to learn, so they can have that positive environment. Going back to that inclusivity, make sure we are executing an equal playing time plan. Every child should receive at least 50% of the game. We should be rotating positions as well. If you ever need assistance with substitutions, we will have substitution sheets available at our site table. They're super easy, super nifty little sheets. You just plug the kids' names in. It'll tell you exactly when to sub them, what quarter, what period. Our staff will also be out there helping you out there. So they'll put times on down when they're going to blow the whistle for you to get a quick sub in. So we're going to make sure that every kid gets a chance to play. But we are asking you guys, help us out with that. Our staff's going to be involved, but we definitely don't want any kids sitting on the sideline. Again, this is not a super highly competitive league. This is more so for them to have fun, and they really can't have fun if they're off to the side. So let's try to make sure everybody's getting involved, everybody's getting a chance to touch the ball as best we can and get a chance to play every single position as best we can. And then lastly, again, remembering this is a game. Like I said, you guys signed your kids up here for probably more than likely the number one reason is you want them to have fun, right? You want them to meet new friends, have new experiences, things like that. So again, like I said, sports, you can go your way. Sometimes it can't. But let's just keep perspective on what we're here for, right? We're here for the kids. We're here for their positivity, for their development and their outlook on the game moving forward. Help us drive that factor to them so that they can grow up in that healthy relationship with sport. We can continue to build these great programs and really continue to elevate what that I-9 sports experience and that sportsmanship values are for us each and every week and each and every season. So coaching responsibilities for you guys. Number one, like I said, adhering to that I-9 sports experience, right? Again, those are key values to what this league is, to what we're trying to accomplish every single week, every single practice. Adhering to that experience is really what's going to help your kids, again, develop week to week, season to season. And as they grow into older sports, whether they stay with us, they get into a more competitive level, those fundamentals of what you guys were working on is going to stay with them for the rest of their sports career. So make sure we're adhering to that. Introducing yourself to your team. We want to really build our league into being a community-based league. So we want you guys to have the chance to get to know the kids on a first-name basis. Then we get to know you. Here in Virginia, we are very fortunate where we have a ton of returning teams, right? I have teams that have started when they were 5 and 6 years old, and now they're playing in our senior division that's 10 and 12, right? They're returning teams, things like that. It all starts with our coaches, right? Being able to say hello to them, get to know the kids, get to know the families, things like that. It really makes for a very smooth season and an opportunity for you guys to go beyond just the volunteer role, to go beyond into the community and make that impactful mark. So please, on week one, when you guys are out there, just take a few minutes, say your name, play a little bit of a name game, an icebreaker game, just so the kids get a feel for, the week one. Again, this is sometimes kids' first time playing sports. You might be their first coach, and that icebreaker might make all of the difference to them to get their sports career kind of underway here. Next, on this first week, you guys are going to receive our red I-9 Sports Coaches shirt. I'm actually wearing it here to get a little bit of insight into it. On the front, it says I-9 Sports. On the back, it's going to say Coach. Anybody in this red shirt is going to be a volunteer, meaning that you guys obviously signed a volunteer, but you guys have undergone our check, our process, anything like that. If you come in on week one, and your name is not on the coaches list, but you registered to coach, again, it probably just comes down to a paperwork thing. Again, this week I'm going to be reaching out again to some of our coaches who are still working through that to get you guys through that process. But I will make sure that, we'll figure it out on the day of if, what's going on with the process if we come there and you're still not through. But please do me a favor, wear this shirt every single week. If you get there and the shirt is a little bit too small, it's a little bit too big, just come see us at the table. I always bring extras so we can make sure that it's the right fit for you. But this is a super important part of it. It's it's an identifier for the parents, for the kids, who is with their team, who's with their coach. It also helps out our staff to know if a team is missing a coach, if a team needs additional assistance. If it's one coach to 10 kids, obviously we want to make sure that somebody's out there involved, giving you guys an extra set of hands. So please make sure you wear this every single week. They're super duper comfortable. And just again, there's a lot of details behind the scenes that help us out when everybody wears their shirts. Next is arriving on time. Again, the kids are going to be looking for you each week. If your session starts at 9 o'clock, please try to get there at 9 o'clock, maybe a few minutes early if you're able to. We really try to make sure we were going to send the kids to their courts, their practice areas beforehand. If you're there, we can get you guys your jerseys and things at the start of the day, so you get the chance to even have some additional time to say hello, introduce yourselves, get to know the families, things like that. At the venue, there's going to be a red I-9 sports table at the front. Some important things for you guys to do when you get there. That is where you're going to check in each and every week. So please make your way to that table when you get in there. You're going to find your name on our coach check-in list. There's going to be a check mark next to it. Check in with us. I'm going to be there. I'd love to say hello to everybody, get to know everybody as well. There's going to be the value of the day on there. It's super important that we're pushing that. Again, we'll speak about the importance of our sportsmanship value today here in the next slide here. But that's where you're going to get checked in. You're going to get your sportsmanship medals. I'm going to be there to help you answer any questions. Make sure you guys have any questions about schedules, where to be, who you're playing, anything like that. We can get you checked in, answered there. On week 1, you're going to get your jersey bag from that table as well. So please make sure you get checked in there so you can get your shirt and all your players' equipment as well. Sportsmanship value, like I said, everything we do is sportsmanship based. We're very focused. We want to make sure the kids have that healthy level of competition. They're also learning those very important rules and fundamentals of what sportsmanship is. Each week, we're going to have a sportsmanship value of the week. Week 1 is enthusiasm, so you guys can go ahead and get into the mind of enthusiasm. We do that. So week 1 enthusiasm, we're bringing it out there, right? We want the energy from week 1 to week 6 to be high. And by doing week 1 enthusiasm, we can really press that goal forward. So you guys will be a huge component of really driving those factors, those values. We'll go over it each week as a staff with the kids. But as you guys are going through the games, as things are happening, constantly want to remind them, what is our word of the week? What is it? It's enthusiasm, finding players who are really representing that value of the week, and finding opportunities for the kids to even step into the role of enthusiasm, into leadership, into integrity, whichever the word of the week is. These are little things that we really want the kids to take and learn and take on with them through the course of their career. So help us be a part of that and driving those super duper important programs that we're trying to achieve here. And then lastly, I've harped on it a few times, but staying calm, right? Again, you guys are the leader out there in the courts. This is all for fun, right? This is not the NFL. It's not the Super Bowl. If you're playing soccer, it's not the MLS championship. We want this to be a fun experience, right? If things go your way, if they don't go your way, just keep perspective of why we're here, right? We're here for the kids. We're here for them to have fun. If you would like to have a conversation with a referee, more than happy to have a conversation with you guys. But just keep things calm and collected. Again, most of the time things are it's just a quick question. We figure out our answer and everybody's on their way. But just keep your emotions in check for me, please. Again, this is for the kids and super duper important. But if anything does ever occur, like I said, we're more than happy to discuss and help you guys out through week to week. So what for you guys to expect on opening day? Opening day is a little bit of a chaotic day, especially for our first-time coaches. If you're able to ready, I always say arrive a little early. Doesn't mean you have to be 30 minutes early. 5 to 10 minutes is perfect. You're going to go to that, like I said, that red I-9 sports table and check in. We'll show you how to check in if you're a first-time coach. Again, you're just going to find your name, put a check mark next to it, check in the value of the day, and grab your sportsmanship medals. We're going to give you your team's jersey bag as well as a roster. In that jersey bag, it's going to have your coach's shirt. On the roster, it's going to have everybody that's playing with you, their jersey sizes, their names, contact information. You can also go ahead and access that online. If you want to reach out, send out an email. If you want to talk to see who's on your team, that online portal is always going to be the most up-to-date. Sometimes there's a few changes leading to the days up to our opening day per roster. So those photos get printed out a couple days prior. So in the event that you see somebody on your roster, they're not in your online portal, or there's a little bit of confusion, just let us know. We're more than happy to double check and take a look. Typically, we'll send out a message, let you know that they got moved out. But for whatever reason, if we miss somebody or it happened like the morning of, we will make sure that everybody gets to the right team. But just take a look at that, confirm everybody that's coming to you is on that roster for us. If there's any questions, like I said, just come back and see me at the table. I'll make sure that the kids get on the right group there. But we always like to let our coaches hand out the jerseys. I think it's a super duper easy way for you guys to get that icebreaker in. You get the chance to say hello to the children, say hello to their parents, give them their jersey, and just a short way to say, here's our team. We're going to get things pumped up. Once we give that to you, guys are going to head to your practice or court. Right on our session start, we're going to blow our whistle, and we're going to start you guys off with announcements, right? We're going to welcome you guys in, kick the session off, really just pump to get everything going, get the energy kind of flowing through there. After announcements, we're going to get into our warm-ups, and you guys can jump into our first practice drill. Once practice concludes, we are going to get into our scrimmage. Important note for you guys, week 1 is just a scrimmage, so we are not keeping score for the league components. Reason for this being is that we like to leave week 1 open as kind of almost like it's a refresher for a lot of kids, right? First-time players gives them a chance to get out there in a game setting. They can learn the game a little bit. They can make those mistakes that aren't going to be super critical to the league. And then for our players who are returning, it gives them just a chance to quick little refresher course. Obviously, it's your first time out there as well. Coaching with this new team gives you a little bit of insight into your players' abilities, your skills, so you guys can also plan for the upcoming weeks as well. So week 1, like I said, is a scrimmage. We'll be a little bit with the reffing and stuff, going over the rules a little bit more in depth as well. And really just slowing it down a little bit to explain some of the calls and things to the kids so everybody has a deep understanding of the game come week 2 when our league component does take effect. Once the game ends, we're going to have everybody shake hands. We'll send you guys off to your respective sides of the court. And that's where you guys are going to do your end of day meeting to go over our sportsmanship value again. Like I said, week 1 sportsmanship value is enthusiasm. So you're going to pick the children who you feel best exemplify that for the day. And we're going to make sure they get their medals. So going over the medals, again, this is a super key component of our league, right? Sportsmanship, I really can't stress it enough, is what we're focused on. We want everybody to come in there, have that positive experience, have that high energy environment, and come back excited to play each and every week. You guys are going to be a super huge component of driving these sportsmanship values. It's something that many kids look forward to. It's an opportunity for kids to get recognized. But every week, like I said, has a value. So like I said, week 1's value is enthusiasm. We want to make sure that by the end of the season, every child has won a sportsmanship medal of the week. I typically say we don't tell them we're going to give everybody a medal. We try to kind of lean into it, let them try to earn it based off the word of the week. But please keep track of which kids you've given out medals to, which kids need medals. In the event that you have more kids than weeks, so in the event that you have, say, 8 players, obviously it's a 6-week season, we will give out multiple medals per week. You'll just need to determine which week, which value you want to do that for. But it is super important that everybody does get a medal. Those values are going to be sent out to you a couple different ways. One, like I said, that weekly newsletter was going to have your practice plans, some resources and information on there as well. That's going to have the value of the week as well. And then we'll have the value of the week as well at Coach Check-In. So if you ever have any questions about what we're on, what week we're on, values, things like that, all that's going to be accessible to you via online and then at the table itself as well. This is, like, again, I really want to stress it, a super huge important part of our league, right? This might even be the first time a child has been recognized for something. And so we really ask you guys, make this a big deal. When you get the medals, they're going to come in little plastic sleeves. If you guys can please take them out of the sleeves, right? Present this to the child. This might be, like I said, the first time they get recognized, first time they've got an award. We really don't know what their experience prior to this season is with any sort of sports or anything like that, right? It's a little step for us, but for them, it might mean the world. The parents certainly appreciate it when we make it a big deal. The kids appreciate it a ton. So really, let's drum it up, make it a big deal, get the kids excited, have them clap it up for whoever wins the medal of the week. And we really want to make sure that they are understanding that, hey, this medal is for the sportsmanship value. It's not because you scored 3 touchdowns today. It's not because you scored 6 goals. It's because you showed the most enthusiasm. Please make sure we're driving it because of the values, not because of statistics or anything like that. Another thing we've been driving here in Virginia that we're going to try to bring to Maryland as well is our sportsmanship award winner signs. This is just to kind of put a second layer on top of that medal. But these are awarded on game day. Just like I said, you guys will give out 1 or 2 medals if necessary to the players that you felt best exemplified our value of the day. We'll have these sportsmanship award winner signs posted up. We even got a little bit of a photo op station we're trying to set up as well. But we want to send those players to those stations, get some pictures with them, have their parents take pictures. If you guys have social media, we do ask everybody if you're able to tag us on social media. This is just another step to really recognize those players for those sportsmanship award winners. And really just show off what we're trying to accomplish here, right? I always tell everybody this is a great chance to post online, show your neighbors why your kid is better than their kid. So it's a great way to get started there. But if you do have social media and this is something you do want to post and share online, like I said, please tag us. For our Maryland location, our Instagram handle is going to be at I9Sports201. And then our Facebook is going to be at I9Sports IS201. That's going to be our Maryland location. If you want to check out some of our Virginia stuff, our Loudoun County location is I9 Sports 165, and our Fairfax location is I9 Sports 307. But for anything we're doing in Relationship Program, if you want to post anything, put us online. Please tag us. We're really trying to grow our social media. We want to see the great things you guys are doing. I know our headquarters definitely wants to see it as well. So help us make this a big deal so we can repost that, show it, and really show the great things that you guys are accomplishing, the great things your kids are accomplishing as well, week after week. And so, like I said at the start, I always like to leave a little bit of time here at the end. So you kind of go back and forth, you guys. If anybody does have any questions or anything. If you have any questions, though, through the course of the season, something that you think of, whether it's roster, schedule, something like that, this email is going to be direct to our league office. It's going to be leagueoffice201 at i9sports.com. Myself, some of our other managers are on there as well. Our office number is going to be 443-485-4202. And then our coach's direct line. This is a line that I would take a screenshot, write this number down. This number here is actually a direct line to my number. It's directly to my office. So if you have any questions, you want to get in contact with me directly, and you don't want to go through the email or through our office staff, the number to call is 703-544-7881. I do receive text on that line as well. So feel free to call me, text me. But again, that's a super important line for you guys to have. Resources, questions, anything like that. It's a direct line to myself, so you guys can be best supported. But that will wrap it up kind of here on my end. I know we covered a lot of stuff. For those of us who weren't able to make it on for the whole meeting, anybody who missed the meeting, we are recording this. So we will send it out again, so you guys have that kind of in your back pocket here as you go through the course of the season. But if anybody has any questions, anything like that, feel free to put them in the chat, hop on here, speak freely. But I just want to take a second again to appreciate everybody hopping on here. Appreciate what you guys are doing this season. Again, we really cannot achieve the things that we want to achieve and be involved the way we are without you guys. So a huge round of applause to you guys, and thank you guys for stepping up and being involved this season with us.